Now we'll consider the Sun for Capricorn Ascendant, the final planet within this particular section of the series on the planets per ascendant. And the Sun is fairly straightforward for Capricorn. The Sun rules the 8th house. The Sun is debilitated in the 10th house for Capricorn, and the Sun is exalted in the 4th house for Capricorn. Now this is an interesting dichotomy, as we discussed in previous videos when I was talking about Capricorn with Dustin Cormier earlier on, in that for a Capricorn ascendant, a planet like the Sun is debilitated in the 10th, which is where the Sun tends to get digbala. And digbala is where a planet can be utilized well, where the person is able to really put the emphasis of that planet into effect in such a way that it achieves its goals, it achieves its job. And when a planet doesn't have digbala, a person is very ineffective with utilizing those planetary qualities. And so we're seeing the 8th Lord, the Sun, giving us insights that solar qualities for a Capricorn ascendant need to be personal. The Capricorn ascendant isn't necessarily supposed to be the great leader that shines, that has an ego that inspires others. And it's okay to have an ego, especially if it does inspire others. Because sometimes people go through situations in life and they go through those difficulties and those great trials and tribulations, maybe not even just for themselves, but so that other people can see it happening and then also recognize, I can go through that too. So having the 8th Lord be the Sun helps us to see that by trying to become important in other people's lives, by trying to shine in other people's lives, or force it really, this can create a lot of drama, 8th house things, a lot of sudden breaks and changes, a lot of difficulties to one's life path. So Capricorn, yes, they need to have the endurance, the stability, the strength of Saturn, but it's not necessarily to be a bastion of inspiration to people. That can get in their way if a Capricorn is a bit obsessed with that. Having the 8th Lord debilitate in the 10th, the 8th Lord debilitate in the 10th, and it's in Libra. So the 10th and Libra is a very political kind of position. When the Sun is debilitated in that kind of area, this can show a Capricorn who really loses their way, causes more problems to themselves and others by trying to be an important person, either politically or be an important figurehead. And again, the key word here is trying or forcing it to occur. It may happen naturally. But you know, and you've seen people who feel like they really just need to be something in the world to make a difference. Well, for a Capricorn, that kind of thinking tends to cause them a lot of problems in the long run. Capricorns can do well in business and can do well in the political field, but if they're simply focused on service rather than being someone. And you would hope that that could be true for everyone in the political realm, or everyone in a career path such as that. But there are certain individuals who, by the magnetism of their personality, even if they are selfish from time to time, do get things done. But that's not really what the Capricorn individual is about. I mentioned that this inner strength of the Sun needs to be personal, and that's because the Sun is exalted in the 4th house for a Capricorn ascendant, in the 4th house, which is, it's the lowest in regards to, the 10th is considered to be like the highest point in the chart. The 4th is considered to be the lowest point within the chart. It's the most internal point. It's the place of our emotions, the place of our inner security. And so a Capricorn has to have that Sun exalted in the 4th such that they feel secure in themselves, no matter what anyone says about them, no matter what they're up to, no matter how much they're celebrated, no matter how much they are blamed for things. As long as they are being true to themselves, as long as they are having integrity, as long as they are living true to the code that means the most to them, then they're going to have a sense of inner strength, inner wisdom, inner fortitude, and that sun will be able to shine for them. Again, not for anyone else to see, but so that they will know that they have done their best to be true to themselves. And then they will tend to live an inspired life. You can be inspirational to others, which is useful. But for a Capricorn, the inspiration has to be a very personal thing, that they're doing it so that they themselves are inspired, not necessarily to actively be seeking to inspire others. So the sun is a very interesting planet when it comes to a Capricorn ascendant, because the sun is a self factor, meaning that it represents all of us to some degree, all of us to some degree. But in this particular situation, we really want to develop those inner qualities of the sun personally, deeply for ourselves, which is what? Stability, dignity, staying true to one's vision, having a vision, having an inspiration. But for Capricorn, it is for one's self, for oneself. It can be like the individual who goes to fight a battle. And he's not doing it because the general inspired him, or the king inspired him, or the president inspired him. It's because deep down he feels truly that fighting for one's country and for the land of the land of which has supported the individual is of great benefit and value. Whereas in the opposite situation, if we had the sun exalted in the 10th, the individual would use their magnetism to help others to see the benefit of fighting for a greater good or a greater cause. So one is more communal, one is more broad, one is more global, but for a Capricorn, it needs to be very personal. The sun is a very personal planet. Oftentimes with Capricorn ascendants, they can have difficulty with authority figures, because they tend to think that they know better than authority figures. But again, with the sun being exalted in the 4th for Capricorn ascendant, when you have that kind of energy, then you are able to recognize the benefit of serving people who maybe are smarter than us, more intelligent than us, wiser than us, have a greater vision, a greater picture in mind of what's possible than us. And the Capricorn ascendant will be comfortable with that, because they will know who is the right kind of leader to follow and respect and recognize. But if we have that debilitated issue in the 10th house, 8th lord in the 10th, we're going to find that that causes a lot of friction, a lot of disgrace to a Capricorn ascendant, because they will tend to act like they actually know better, when really they should probably practice keeping their mouth shut and figuring out who is a good leader to follow, what is a good belief system, or what is a good inspirational ideal to follow, because it resonates with us on a personal level. It resonates with us in regards to our personal integrity, but then also having the capacity to let go of the fact that other people might not agree, not trying to prove to people in power that they are wrong. The Capricorn ascendant is meant to simply do what the Capricorn knows has integrity and honesty and truth, and then let the cards fall where they may. So these are some thoughts on the sun for a Capricorn ascendant. And we will be moving on considering Aquarius. And I think, if I'm correct, we will have 2 astrological apprenticeship students from Asheville Vedic Astrology joining us for this. We'll see how it goes. So be well, and we'll be in touch soon.